Well, that's a very interesting contraption, Matt. Where did you get that, and why are you using it?
So, this contraption was a gift from the Mercedes-Benz Club of New South Wales 15 years ago, and it's still working. Thank you, Ben de Boer. You can get them anywhere. Now, it's just an alternative way to do an oil change. So what you do is, so we're back at the top of the engine now. So we remove our air filter hose. And you've got to be careful because 30-year-old ones are brittle. So don't be heavy-fisted. Down here, this is where the disposable oil cartridge lives in these. And in the last video we mentioned timing chain tensioners. For those wondering, that's it there. You can see oil coming out of here, bad juju. But that was the tensioner we were talking about last time. So back to your oil sucker. Strangely enough, we have a dipstick. And what you can do is stick that all the way down to the bottom till it touches the sump, and you pump and it sucks the oil out. So you're asking, well, why is Matt done it by the sump today? Because every third oil change I will take the sump plug off, because I just want to be sure that there's not stuff sitting in the bottom of the sump that this isn't picking up. So this is a lot quicker than doing your sump plug, but I wouldn't say to people use this, you know, non-stop for 10 years. There should be a point where you open up your sump and just watch what comes out. But oh, look, I don't know how many hundreds and hundreds of cars this is done outside of mine, but well worth the investment, and you certainly don't get dirty hands if you don't have to touch that sump plug. So the other thing I use it for is in these rather large filter housings, which strangely enough is another 13mm nut. I like the fact that Germans make everything simple. Just crack him enough that you can go by hand, which is a bit harder to feel when you're wearing these gloves. Very long bolt, as you will see shortly when I get it out. So we'll talk about modern cars and being environmentally friendly. You have to remember this engine technology has been around since the early 70s, and way back then Germans said, you know what, rather than making oil filters with steel housings and all this stuff, we're going to use renewable cartridges. Much more environmentally friendly. Way back in the 70s they were already on this space. So then your cover comes off. Alright, always have a look in there. So you see that's spotlessly clean. That's what you want to see. Cars that haven't had regular oil changes, your sludge and crap will start to build up wherever you've got risers, numbers, etc. So this oil here, this is 7,000 kilometers this oil has been in. So yeah, you want it nice and clean. Again, if it's not, oh, I really wish it was. Agent Orange, clean it up, dry it, and you're good to go.
Well, that looks like a rich honey.
Which is what you want. So we were talking about seals and sump washers. They will all come with, genuine OEM ones will come with all those bits. Always have this box nice and close, because it doesn't matter how you try to do this job, it's messy. Now again, being Germans of course, they put a little handle on there to make it nice and easy to get out. You won't find that on a Commodore, I can tell you. Give it a bit of a rattle, let it sit there so the last bit of oil drains out, and do that as quick as you can in the box. Don't sit the box on your garage, because obviously the oil will find its way out of its box. So I'm going to sit mine on my lawn till I get it back And now down in there, you can see more of that golden honey. Now, when you do your own oil changes, you can afford to be a bit more fastidious. So, I get my little Mercedes-Benz Club gift I got, and I'll suck that oil out. This is coming up the tube there. Sounds like a trip to the dentist. Now there's a lot of people going to go watch this and say, really Matt, are you serious? Like, that's just ridiculous. So I think I've already mentioned I'm a little OCD with my cars. Is it ridiculous? Well, I'd argue not. Because if I have filings or sludge or whatever down in there, if I leave those couple of tablespoons of oil there, I'm not going to be able to see in there. So what I want to see is the whole bottom of it. That's what I want to see. So I can go, you know what? There's nothing in there that shouldn't be. That's exactly what I want to see. Now don't lose sleep if you don't have a sucker and you don't do it. But again, I like to check everything. There's a reason this has got to 420,000. So, handle, it's fairly obvious which way it goes. This little hole isn't going to go over that big pipe. So it's pretty obvious which way it goes. And then it'll just slide straight in there. Now, some people will tell you to fill that oil housing before you shut that filter up. Noting Matt still has a sump plug off, so if Matt put oil in there, it's going straight out to ground. You can do that. I've never done it. If you've ever seen the oil pump in one of these, they're quite large. These things do not waste any time in getting oil pressure up. So I guess if you're really, really sensitive about it, by all means, pre-charge it and put some oil in there. I never have. I think it's perhaps a little bit of overkill, but there would be those out there that would say, absolutely not, you must do it. I never have. Put my cap back on. You can see this is long. Because this seal on this one's only done 7,000 K, I'm not going to change it today because we're trying to do this video a bit quicker.
Would you normally put the new seals on every time though?
Yeah, normally I would. It comes with a box, why wouldn't you use it?
Yeah.
But as I say, that one's it's in good repair and we're trying to do a relatively quick video. So there is a torque value for this if you've got the Mercedes book. But when it comes to consumables, so filters, sump plugs, stuff like that, I've always worked on the theory till it bites. So that's at the point where you first get resistance, which takes a while because you've seen how long this bolt is. It'll come shortly. There it is. So that's where the first bit of resistance is, and then I like to go quarter to half a turn. That's enough. You can always drive it around the block and check it for leaks, but that's how I always do it. I haven't had one leak yet. So that's all pretty clean. We won't do it now, but you could spray some Agent Orange on there. Don't go in there with a hose nozzle. Just your water hose kinked in a trickle will take it off. The good thing about this is if you use this, this isn't going to stink when the engine starts to heat up. You use those $2 ones in the can, as soon as the engine gets hot, you've got to bear the fumes and it's not very pleasant. So you can break for the video there, Vince, while I put the sump plug back in, and then we'll get back to pouring oil in.
Thanks, Matt.